Okay, back again with Renryuu Ascension di sekarang tanggal 30 dan sekarang sudah update sekarang sudah ada update di 18 September 2025. Sekarang sudah punya tema Christmas. Ada ini kayaknya si lebah ya, dan ini si Frosty yang saya lupa siapa namanya. Ada sini ada update, ada new time skip, CG moment, Ellie, Mira, Miller, Yoko dengan ada update untuk semua dengan full body CG. Ini bukan untuk peringati Christmas tema kali ini ya. Alright, kita akan continue the game. Saya kemarin sudah sedikit farming dan dapatkan item untuk leveling up karakter, jadi cukup OP. Oh ya, terakhir di sini ya. Sebelum buat untuk save, ini tidak bisa fast travel. God damn it. Oke, untuk di sini mungkin kita akan progress sedikit, menyelesaikan untuk questnya siapa yang terakhir ya, Mirel, dan kita trigger juga untuk si quest untuk wedding. Saya juga mungkin bisa selesaikan untuk quest senjata ya dari si Akai. Oke, I'm back. Leaving, tidak bisa fast travel. Betul-betul terbatas ruangan di sini ya. Please bisa fast travel. Thank you. Oke, pertama kita pergi ke Akai. Akai itu di work area 1. Sekarang sudah tema Christmas. Bahkan mapnya pun berubah jadi Christmas. Ya, sekarang salju sudah datang di Aldelin dan kita seperti ini sekarang ya. Bukan hanya di Begus, kita juga punya salju di Aldelin. Welcome back. How can I help you? Experimental gun. For the last step, I want special powder to give barrel pressure. I need 3 red flower crystal, 3 Caltrix ore. Oke, saya sudah punya semua ya. Here. You have it all? Awesome. Give me a moment, I'll get to work immediately. There you go, the steam gun Mark 1.1. 1.1? 1.0 was the blueprint version, but I had some good idea while crafting it, so it got improved to version 1.1 now. I also added flame symbol on the side to make it visibly appealing. And when you press this button, a little clicking sounds happen. No effect, but cool nonetheless. The original concept to add fold-out wings into the main frame of the gun sadly didn't work due to a lack of space, but I'm already planning further upgrades. I see. Oke, dapat steam gun. Welcome back. How can I help you? Experimental gun. I hope you like the gun I made for you. It's pretty much our baby made from our combined ever. I made sure to put a lot of love into it. Oke, dengan begitu harusnya sudah selesai. Ya, untuk pistol hanya bisa dipakai untuk si Ellie, jadi tidak bisa dipakai untuk karakter lain. Saya ganti dulu Kaylin, saya akan bawa Mirel karena dia sekarang sudah menjadi marksman shooter, jadi sniper dia sekarang. Oke, next kita cek quest fragment hand atau rasisme ya. Coba kita rasisme. Mirel wants to find a way to reduce racism. Talk with Liana in Abrar. Kita ke Abrar, semua bersalju ya. Liana itu yang ini ya, yang punya kebun dekat sini. Keren banget sekarang ya, tema salju gini. Enjoying your stay? Do you have a moment, Liana? I'll stay, make time for you for when you need me, child. You should know that. Yes, I do know that, but I was raised to be polite and ask first before bothering people. Sounds like you were raised well. I wonder who is to blame for that. But I can tell that something is heavy on your mind. What troubles you, my dear? I want to do something about racism, but I understand that it's a complex and deep problem, which is not easy to quick to solve. Still, I want to do my part to help. Since you're the good soul of our village, who people come to when they're in trouble, I assume you might have heard of a lot of different stories. Maybe you can help us to find a point where we could start for a long-time solution. I'm so proud that my little girl is doing something like that. I still remember as a small gift, and now you look so tall and all grown up. How time flies. I think I often racism originate in a place where not a big mix of races exists. For example, in small village. Awal rasisme dari desa-desa kecil ya. When you don't get to know a different races, every false story and every black sheep of that race you encounter can be the cause of prejudice. Even if they meet 10 nice people from that race, if one is causing trouble, they'll most likely remember the bad guy more. In our case, the difficulty between human and elves are dated a long time back, and a lot of people are still bitter about things done by our ancestors. It never made sense to me why you blame someone for crimes done by someone else, but as if it's to what they want to believe and do, they take it. The problem about secluded village worked the other way around as well. By the way, everyone allow us to live in peace, but being by ourselves doesn't help to solve the racism. A mixed environment with different race would help people to get along. By learning what the others are like, and by helping and living with each other, the most will realize that is not the race the matter. Ya, kita harus mulai untuk bisa hidup bersama dengan campuran ras-ras lainnya. A bigger mix of race in the town could help people get along better then. A part of the problem, my people like the Alps in Abrar left the town, was the systematic harassment they had to endure. For a mixed society, the government and army also needs to be restricted. If some more different races are in charge, the amount of unseen racism should go down. Since at least in the past, officials would back each other, and no one would get punished for his borderline criminal action against some races as a result. But I'll do my best to change that. A less one-sided government would certainly help minority to feel safer. Kita akan membantu minoritas. Luckily, even though we have a problem with racism in Central as well, it's way worse in other country. Amagal has driven out most unwanted race a long time ago. Lagos is pretty much hunting race that they don't like. Ever since the church grew its influence, and Dorgania has a huge slavery problem. While it's not exclusively other races that are being enslaved, I still not feel well over there. I heard they have an elf village similar to Abrar somewhere in the south of Dorgania. If I remember correctly, it's called Orchel. Ya, saya sudah pernah ke sana. In case that you still want to learn more about racism, they probably have a lot of interesting story to tell. Thanks for the advice. I'll talk with them when I get the chance. Talk with Filauria, the mayor of Orchel. Aduh, ini quest panjang kayaknya ya. Kita travel dulu. Wait, saya sudah bisa teleport kah? Kayaknya saya belum bisa teleport ke... Saya kayaknya belum bisa travel ke... Ya, bahkan Dorgania yang lahan gurun pun sekarang sudah jadi salju ya. Sepertinya salju datang ini tetap gurun di sini ya, cuma di pinggir sana saja. Oke, kita akan pergi ke Orchel dan kepala desanya itu ini kah? Kepala desa itu di sini kah? Lupa saya. Ini kah kepala desa? Hello, I'm Miral from Abrar in Central. Pardon me, but may I ask to hear about you and the origin of Orchel? I want to help lessen racism. For that, I want to know more about the problem people encounter. You want to do something about racism? It's hard to get to believe that we could change something, at least here in Dorgania. But I appreciate your earnest attempt to change something for the better. As a high elf with angelic feature and strong magic power, I was never a pushover, and people didn't dare to insult me directly. But I know a lot was said behind my back. I still remember the hostile eyes looking at me when I walked through the city. Sometimes I was subtle, but it was always there. Some official and merchant made things more difficult or more expensive for me. In the end, since a lot of other elves had even bigger problem than I did, I decided for the best to spare ourselves. We found Orchel as an escape from all the hatred. Did the official not care that you would build your own village on their land? In contrary, since we moved far away from the next town, they were happy they got rid of us. As long as we don't cause them any trouble, I doubt they will bother to do anything. And it's been quite a while since this village was founded now. It's a bit late to say something against it now. Not that those bastards would hesitate to do so if it would benefit them somehow. If you want to hear more story of the hardship we had to endure, I suggest you talk with the girl in the village directly. I think it's better to hear the story directly from them than from me. In the house at the north of Orchel with the blue roof, you can find Pira. I think she make a good first start. How about you come back to me and we discuss what you learned whenever you're done talking to someone. I love to hear you talk on their story and how they'll help you in your attempt to find a solution. Maybe we can figure something out together. Thank you, then I will go to the house with the blue roof now and talk with Pira. Ini kayaknya quest untuk ngomong-ngomong aja ya. Atap biru. Ini saya tidak tahu warna biru yang mana ya. Sekarang kan lagi musim dingin ya. Oh ini, rupanya tetap tidak berubah ya. Wait, saya yang baru masuk di ruangan ini atau... Here's to enjoy my company or do you have some work for me? I'm always ready for everything. Yes, oh ini Pira ya. Hello, I'm currently trying to find a long-term way to lessen racism and talk to people about the problem they had in the past to understand the issue better. Would it be okay for you to tell us a bit about yourself? Have you encountered racism in the past? I guess I used to be a traveling dancer and performer in a different town on festival. In my experience, the racism was often superficial. The same people that look down on elves during the day often cheer at my performance in the evening. Well, maybe not all, but at least a significant part of them. But of course, there were some more difficult people sometimes. They thought they can go ahead and try to grope or mistreat me, since the other spectator would usually not stop them and instead just laugh about my misery. It's only thanks to Lee Randis that things never got out of hand. She's an old friend and was always around to protect me when things got ugly. She's a strong blade master, therefore people here were a lot more reluctant to cause trouble when she was around. I'd say coming to Orchel made my life more safe and enjoyable, since I'm surrounded only by good friends, but I miss standing on stage in front of a big crowd. And I can earn my living with dancing if I stay here in the village all day long. I try my best to help out in the village to earn my place here, but I still feel as a burden for the other. A better relationship between human and elves would be a great thing. Then I could travel around Dorgania and perform my dance again with worry. If performing in Dorgania is not working, maybe you could travel to Central? Wait, what? Calbridge Stronghold and Return aren't far away. You could try to start there and see if it works out for you. We could arrange for a traveling permit to get you through the border and for your first show in those two locations if you want to. That would be a blessing, since town in Dorgania are far away as well. It won't even be much of a greater distance for my travel to go to Central. Maybe your performance in Central will help the people to see the good side of elves a bit more. That's where no scary bees. Kita mau bantu untuk perkenalkan dia dengan orang-orang di Central ya. I doubt anyone look at us as bees, haha. I should talk with the commander in Calbridge Stronghold for Pira's show there, and the traveling permit, and with the Herald in Witten for the second show. Oke, kita bicara dengan di Calbridge dengan komandernya, dengan Herald di Witten. Quest Dancer Pira added. We should go back to Valeria and let her know our progress. Kok jadi dua? Oh tidak, kan questnya bertambah satu ya. Dancer Pira. Yes. Ya, kita balik dulu ngomong sama kepala desa di sini. We talked with Pira. She told us about her past as a traveling dancer and that she can earn her living with it anymore. Rian offered her to work in Central with the necessary permit. She can freely pass the border. It solved her problem, and her show might help people in Central to see that elves are not all bad. From what Pira told us, I know that even people that dislike elves enjoy her performance. It might be a small thing, but I think it does bring us a bit closer to a bigger solution. Kita akan mengatasi rasis. I'm grateful for your help. To be honest, I was hoping for something like this. I'd be nice if Pira can dance on the stage again. She shined the most while performing. People should do what makes them happy. Forcing her to stop her passion probably hurt her more than any mean thing the humans said to her. Talking about passion, what do you plan to do in the future, since you're putting so much effort in this matter and visiting other country to talk about it? Maybe you'll become an ambassador? Ambassador, I don't know if I would be a great representative and reliable enough to take such an important position. There were some ideas I had in the past, like becoming an archery trainer or a village chief. And a while ago, I thought maybe I should make myself more useful at court and aim to be something like the head mate, helping and coordinating people. But a certain someone turned my world upside down, and now my future is rather uncertain. I think I'll go with the flow for now and see where it takes me. An interesting approach. I wish you the best of luck with it. I assume you're quite good with the bow if you used to think about becoming an archery trainer. In that case, you should talk with Seldana next about racism. She's one of the best archer and know a lot about bow. She usually runs around somewhere outside in the village. Her hair is white and she has a long ponytail. Wait, questnya dia masih lanjut ya. Talk with Seldana. Seldana yang di luar sini kan. Setahu ini dia setahu ya. Ini questnya belum selesai bahkan ya. Welcome to Orchel. It's rare to see traveler. Okay. Are you Seldana? Vilauria sent us to you. Yes, that's me. How can I help you? I'm talking to the villager one by one to hear about their past and how racism affected them. In order to find a way to reduce the racism in our country, we want to learn more about it. What a noble cause. I'm glad to help where I and as much as I can. I used to be a hunter in the north of Dorgania, where nature is more widespread and has flourished more than deeper inside of Dorgania, where everything is just sand. Everyone was allowed to hunt and several other hunters work in that area, but I was the most successful. That's probably pissed off the wrong people. They started to put the guards on me, who keep harassing and disturbing me. Dia juluki sebagai pemburu terkenal di utara, tapi karena hal itu ada orang yang tidak suka, dia pun diganggu dan terpaksa dikirim ke sini atau pindah ke sini. Even though I did nothing wrong, they kept accusing me of crimes or other things to keep me from hunting. When I became too bad, I gave up and admitted defeat, and all of a sudden, after I stopped hunting, the guard had no more interest in me. Then I tried to work as a merchant because of my experience as a hunter. I wanted to sell self-made bow and maintain hunting equipment. But the guard had started to enjoy bothering me and come check on me again. Even though selling bow didn't require a special permit or anything similar, it was suddenly highly illegal when I did it. Dilarang jualan juga sama penjaga ya. They went as far as this to accuse me of providing weapon for rebel and wanted to throw me into a prison for a very long time. But those orc-brained soldiers were only good at causing problem for others. When they actually had to fight, they quickly learn how weak they are. Marah dia ya. I still get furious when I remember their smug smile when they try to arrest me. Guess who wasn't smiling anymore when I was done with them? Needless to say, I had to run away and hide after what I did to those fools. I might still be wanted criminal if they haven't forgotten about it by now. She seems to be dangerous when she's pissed off. Say, I noticed you carry a rather unique looking bow around. May I take a look at it? You mean this old bow? It's a keepsake, the last thing I have from my father. Oh dear, if it's something so important, you should take better care of it. Wouldn't it be better to repair and improve the bow so that it actually help you in your journey? It's only a suggestion, but the right material, I could help you with it and show you how it's done. That way you can take care of it yourself the next time. I'll be overjoyed if you could do that. The wood has a high quality, but it doesn't seem to be from around here. Where was the bow made? It's wood from my hometown, Abrar. The bow was made there. Then we should use wood from there for the repair as well. Can you please bring me a bit? I have everything else we need here. Of course, I'm sure to ask the chief, he'll give me some of the wood from the forest. Question, bow maintenance added. But we should go back to Villa first. Oke, ini kok questnya jadi dua sudah questnya. Kita membantu elf sudah dua questnya. Seldana told us about her past as a hunter in the north of Dorgania. I feel bad for what they did to her there, but sadly, it doesn't help me find a solution. I think it still need to learn more about the problem your village had. It's a difficult problem. I'm not surprised you haven't found a solution in one or two conversations. What about you, Lirandis? Do you want to share your story next? I thought you might never ask. But in my case, the trouble I had were mostly my own fault. Itu masalahmu sendiri ya. I'm a BC, which is already enough to upset some people, but I also don't know how to hold myself back when I see a nice target. And for some reason, people are not very open-minded when you make a move on their lover or partner. Ya, orang-orang belum seperti sekarang ya. I don't even want to see most of the time, just a bit of skinship. In order to keep my virginity while also enjoying myself, I fall around with a lot of gear until a soldier catch me in a bed with his newly wed wife. Of course, I was branded as a dirty slut and a dangerous woman after that, and the soldier gang up against me to bully me out of the city. Oh no, they bully. Understandable dog, I still feel bad about ruining a happy marriage just to get a bit of fun. I tried to get closer to elves afterward in the hopes to form a longer relationship this time, but it never worked out. I made several moves on Pira, for example, but that thick-head never realized that I had romantic intention. Maybe it's my fault for not making it clear from the start that I don't want to be only friend. What do you think? Is it wrong to desire someone of your own gender, or to be fine with either? Well, I guess as long as the feeling are being honest, there should be no problem. Betul sekali ya. Unless it's hurt someone you're close to, it should be fine to enjoy yourself. I'm not supported, but if you do like it, then you should do it. So you're fine to sleep with the other woman as long as your hubby doesn't mind? Yes, that's... Wait, we're not married yet. Oh, but you seem to have someone in your mind if you say yet. I think we're drifting further away from the topic at hand. The conclusion from Randy's story might be that we have to do our part and not cause trouble as well, if we want to live together in peace. And now, take a step back please, Dylandis. You suddenly fell a bit too close after what I just heard. Don't play hard to catch. Anyway, try to speak with Kylie's next. She's over there in the kitchen. And maybe ask her who you should talk with next. I get the feeling that this will take forever if we discuss every conversation you had. You can come back to me when you think you figured out enough and want to discuss it with me. You want them to be busy and distract Kaylisa as well? That's a clear message that you want us to get some time alone, right? My heart started racing. I send them away so that I can strangle you. Oh, you kinky of you. Dia mau dicekik sama temannya ya. Kan lagi, ketiga. Feeling hungry? Do you have a moment to tell us about your past? We want to learn more about the racism that people in this village had to endure before coming here. My past? Most probably my heart was with sea harassment. Since I like to wear revealing clothes, some people thought it's an invitation to touch my body. And since I'm only an elf, the guard or bystander often would care to help. I also constantly had people that complain about my food when I work as a cook in Kagabangui. Some even spit it out when they heard it was made by an elf. But when they didn't know who cooked it or thought someone else made it, they praised the taste. I wanted to make people happy with my taste food, but they made it a really tough challenge. In the end, I was replaced by someone who wasn't even a good cook, just to avoid the problem and complaint of racist customer. An elf like you might be able to hide her ears and people won't realize, but with my dark blue skin color, it's easy to tell that I'm no human. But I took it with composure. It was their loss, and I'm sure some of the people that taste my food before miss it after I left. Someday, I'll create a dish so delicious that no one will care that it was made by an elf, and they'll excuse themselves for everything they said and did it in the past. Sounds like an unrealistic dream, doesn't it? But such an ambitious goal motivates me to try hard to better myself every day. Luckily, all the people in Orchel love my food, especially Taula, who often sneak into the kitchen to ask for a second helping when everyone else is gone already. Unless she's on a diet again. I think she's on her fourth diet at the moment. The fourth one this week. She doesn't even seem to gain any weight, but for whatever reason, she's very worried about it. Maybe the reason is somewhere in her past. About you bring her this pastry for me and use it to start a conversation about it. Will do. Thank you for your help, Kaylisa. Oke, kita mengantarkan makanan ke orang yang lain ya. Talk with Taula. Taula itu yang mana ya? Oh, ini Taula. I'm just looking. Kaylisa asked us to bring you this pastry. Thank you, but I shouldn't. Oke, dia terpengaruh dengan makanan. Why do you look so troubled when it comes to food? I'm trying to diet, but everything I eat less, I get incredibly hungry and eat more than usual later as a result. It seems like an endless circle that I can't escape. With such a slim body, I don't see why you need a diet. Did you used to have more weight and you're scared to fall back to the state now? No, I don't think I was any further as things at any point. But there was a guy I was interested in a long time ago, a human. We got closer, but his friend pressured him to stop seeing me because of my race. His friend kept calling me names. I did my best to ignore them, but it was obviously unpleasant to endure it almost every day. In the end, I think they finally convinced their friend, who I liked, to cut his tie with me. When we met again, he was all by himself. I thought we could finally enjoy a moment by ourselves and get closer. Instead, he started to insult me and laugh at me. He made fun how stupid I have to be if I believe even for a second that she cared about such a fat pig as me. I can remember that what insult his friend used to call me, but his word will never fade from my memory. I was never hurt so much in my life. No, every time I eat, I remember those words and feel insecure about my body. Perasaan kau tidak gendut-gendut amat juga. I think he actually meant well when she said that. Huh? He wanted you to hate him so that you can move on from him instead of chasing after him. Because of the situation, chasing after him would only cause you more pain. I think he called you a fat pig, believing that you would realize that nothing is wrong with your body after you get over the shock. If he really would care about you being an elf, he would use a different insult. And if he had no problem looking at your body before, there's no reason he suddenly hated. Oh my, that actually makes sense. Or is that just what I want to believe now? I'm so confused. You don't think there's anything wrong with my body? It's perfect. I agree, you have a very beautiful body, Taula. You should be proud of your beauty. Ya, diambil makanan dan mulai makan ya. But I think we learned something from your story, the effect of peer pressure and how this honest word can misunderstand if you don't talk about it. Maybe I need to collect my talk. Then we'll leave you alone. For now, just one last thing. Do you know who we could talk to learn more about racism against elves? Pretty much everyone in this village. Sivis is in the room over there. If you don't mind her eccentric attitude, you could talk with her. Thanks. Talk with Sivis. Mana dia? Oh, tidak kelihatan dia, rambut kuning dia. Did you come to look at the most beautiful, wonderful woman in this country again? I can understand that it's hard to look away from me, but please don't get addicted. Sorry to bother you, but can you tell us a bit about your past? Especially if and how you encounter racism against you? Usually I don't really care about pejorative word from stranger, since I know that I'm the greatest no matter what others say. But I feel very insulted when they had a beauty contest in my town and I was voted out in the second round. Outrageous. It's definitely had to be because of racism. There's no way this would be had happen in Village of Elf or without those racist degenerates. I wanted to hold a new contest in different towns later to prove that they were wrong, but no one listened to me. Their arrogance that they thought only a fellow human could be crowned as the most beautiful annoyed me so much that I decided to leave them behind. Who needs people that are too blinded by their racism to see the beauty of the goddess right in front of them? Maybe we could hold a new contest here in Orchel. If all villagers are elves, it will be a fair jury, right? Or one-sided to the other direction based on what we learned so far about racism. Shouldn't we at least try to have mixed jury and contestant? It won't be much of contest if you make it too easy for me. How about you talk with Seremia about it? As an architect, she has seen many places and has good contact. I'm certain that if she want to, she could organize the contest and gather the jury and contestant. Okay, quest beauty contest added. As for the story about racism, how about talk with Sapiele? I'm sure her story is more interesting than my little problem. Oke, ini questnya dari 3 biji sekarang. Talk with Sapiele. Sapiele yang mana? Aduh, saya takutnya ini kalau saya ngomong dengan NPC tertentu, takutnya ke-trigger sesuatu ya. Ini kah? Ada di atas sini juga satu. Oke, itu bocil berdua ya. Sapiele yang mana ya? Pokoknya tinggal di rumah-rumah depan ini saja ya. Entah di sini atau di sini. Itu penjual ini kah? Ada penjual buku. Oke, Sapiele di mana? Oke, tinggal satu ruangan lagi yang belum ya. Yang di belakang, oh di sini kayaknya, di dekat sungai kah? Oh, ya ada di dekat sungai saya. Kan itu Saria. Oh ini Sapile. Here to enjoy my company, or do you have some work for me? Say, have you ever been affected by racism? Is that a joke? Which elf hasn't? Apart from ignorant children that never left their village? I'll tell you how I was affected. All I wanted was to be a merchant, sell stuff, get coin, very simple. I always liked money and I was good at managing it. It was almost certain that I'll become a great merchant and rich. But the official had problem with my appearance and denied me the permission to open up a shop. They refused everything I wanted to do to earn my living. They wanted me to be a manless worker for others so that the human owned the money and property while exploiting the other. Since I can secure a stable form of income, I started to steal stuff. Dia jadi pencuri. I was rendered testifying to take away from the people that mistreat me before. Oh, dia mencuri dari orang yang suka buat masalah dengan dia. To take away from the arrogance and selfish people become a new profession and passion. I turned out to be quite good at this as well, and now I'm someone who organizes stuff for poor and oppressed people. It might be a pretty form of revenge to fight evil with evil, but if only we play fair, nothing will be won either. If they don't notice a problem, they'll still continue without caring about the suffering of others. So I make sure they feel this pain, and I hit them where it bothers them the most, in their wallet. Thank you for telling us your story. Do you know anyone else in the village we could ask about their past to learn more about racism? I think Taula and Sifis might be interesting candidate with their more or less problematic experience. We already talked with those two. Oh, then how about you speak with Deolaria next? He usually hangs around at the mage store and checks the book. I swear she should know them all by heart by now, given how often she's at the shop and looks through the book. Okay, we'll talk with her next, thank you. No problem. Oke, ini kayak satu desa kita ajak ya. Entah yang di sebelah kanan nanti akan ngomong atau tidak ya. Greeting, my name Dolaria. Can you tell us about your past and if you were very judged or suppressed in any way because of your race? There was a time in the past where I traveled to other country to learn more about magic. Amagal seems like a good choice since they value magic much higher than any other country. I thought I'll be able to learn a lot new things there, but it was a disaster. They refused to exchange knowledge with an elf and even accused me of attempting to spy on them. I never left a country faster running for my life. Beggars turned out to be not much better. The church refused to let me look into their book, and in many stores they refused to even sell me something. The entire journey was without much benefit. All I got was the experience of how terrible some people and location are. In Dorgania, even though we have more than enough races as well, you usually can get everything you need, as long as you have enough coins for it. There are a lot of rebel soldiers. This opened a lot of doors, even for an elf. Luckily, as a scholar, I was able to use my knowledge to earn a good amount of gold in the past. Thank you for your story. We're currently trying to learn more about racism to find a way to do something against it. What a grand reading, such a noble cause you follow. I'm impressed. It's always good to learn more and use that knowledge to improve something. If only more could follow your example. I wish there would be a book I could recommend about this topic, but I doubt there'll be a much help with this. What must that write about racism to do so after a terrible experience? To deal with their hatred and that bitterness can often be seen in their texts. Hearing story of people is a good way, but you should talk with a lot of people so that you can differ different objective truth and personal opinion. If possible, it's also always good to hear both sides of the story if there is a clear second party. A good advice, thanks! Shouldn't you have spoken with her? You could talk with Elanil to hear her story. I'm not sure how much she was affected by human, but she spent all her time in nature instead of associating with other people. To be honest, I worry about her sometimes. Got it, we'll speak with her next. Elanil itu yang ini kan? Oh bukan, Elanil dan luar kayaknya. Saya kira sudah dapat saran tadi dari dia tentang bagaimana kalau kita harus tahu bagaimana perspektif dari dua arah ya. Oh ini kayaknya Elanil. Bukan juga Elanil itu. We talked with Seafish and thought it might be nice to hold a mixed beauty contest in Orchel since she feels cheated by a freebies event. Do you think you could organize it? We'll help where needed, of course. I don't mind taking care of it. I have a lot of free time anyway, and this sounds like fun. When you say mixed contest, I assume you mean people from different races and location? Yes, both for the contest and the jury. Without a human majority in this jury, to ensure that Seafish won't feel like she got cheated again should she lose. Which, knowing her, is not even an option in her arrogant brain. But her unconditional self-love is somehow funny and charming. Usually I despise someone who is so selfish. In her case, however, I can get mad at her. Maybe it's because I've seen her go out of her way to help others several times. It doesn't fit her usual character, but she can be very sweet that time. Anyway, I'll take care of the preparation. If you see selfish, tell her to come to me later to discuss the detail. Okay, and thanks. Secara tidak langsung selesai questnya yang itu kah? Ya, tinggal talk with Seafish. Secara tidak langsungnya, okay, Elanil. Upon entering the house at the first of your group, you heard a faint moaning sound from the deeper inside. Return later with your group, investigate by yourself. Oke, jadi tidak sengaja pas kita masuk ada sebuah event dan ya dalam KKD ya lagi bermain tiba-tiba Rian langsung join Z dan kalau saya cek di CG Torum kita masuk di Dorgania Orchel 2 ini Saleria kayaknya kakaknya atau adenya dan ini yang satu ya Ashrin namanya. This character has been fragrance. Well done Rian, well done. I don't know what man. Tiba-tiba Rian langsung bergerak dan ya begitulah. Oke, Elanil yang mana ya? Kayaknya barusan saya lihat tadi namanya Elanil. Iya, Elanil ini di mana ya? Pesan tadi saya ketemu Elanil ya. Oh, jangan yang di gunung ya. Ini kayaknya Elanil ya. Nature is the only real beauty in this world. We heard that you spend most of your time alone in the forest. Is there some story in your past that leads to this? What? No. I simply figured out that I'm happy by myself, surrounded by the nature that I love so much. It's the reason why I moved here. The big kitty in this lifeless desert hours look disgusting and ugly to me. Nothing beats the Jet 2 holiday and the beauty of a colorful forest. I don't have a problem with other people, but I know that I'm happier this way. So why should I change it? I'm the one that has to take care of my own happiness. Somehow extrovert always seems to think it's bad, or that I would suffer from being alone, but I'm absolutely fine. And when I feel the need for company, I ask Sarya to join me for a walk through the forest. She is similar for me, but has other reason. If you want to hear stories so badly, maybe you should talk to her. Her past is a bit more interesting than mine. Oke, talk to Sarya, nggak habis-habis ini. Saya lihat dulu orangnya, supaya saya tahu wujudnya Sarya itu yang mana. Oh, Sarya yang tadi. Rupanya dia punya side story ya. Dia selalu memandang ke arah danau ya. Ini dia, di sebelah sini. Hello Sarya, Elanil told us you might have an interesting story to tell. Did you have a troubling past? Geez, what did that flowerhead say about me again? I hope she didn't say too much. She only told us what your past might be more interesting for us than her own. We want to learn more about racism and hope that you can tell us about your experience. I don't really like to talk about it, but if that's your reasoning, I can make an exemption for it. A long time ago, I wanted to move from the north to the south of the Organia. The desert can be dangerous, especially when you're alone as a woman. I looked in a bar for a traveling companion and found a group with the same goals as me. The group consisted of 3 human men and 1 wolf girl. I felt safe with them since the men were really muscular. During our journey, I learned more about them and we built up our trust into each other. But halfway through the desert, we made a detour to a camp near an oasis. I didn't realize it soon enough, but it was the camp of traveling slaver. The 3 men from my group betrayed me and the wolf girl. We were overwhelmed and our hands restrained with ropes. From that conversation, I learned that it was planned from the start that they bring new slavery to the slaver. After they got their payment, they head back to the north and tried to find more victims. Money greedy cunt. During the night, I couldn't sleep since all the worry of things that will happen to me as a slave now keep me awake. I thought it's almost a given that I'll be deflowered by the bunch of dirty slavers the next day. But by some miracle, a wolf they must have captured the same day managed to escape from his cage, and he found his way into my tent. I was worried he might be hungry and take a bit of me. Since I was restrained, I was completely helpless. The wolf, however, seemed to have sensed my misery and felt compassion for someone that was captured by the same guy. Instead of hurting me, he bit through the rope that restrained me. Since I was free now, I wanted to help the wolf girl, who was captured together with me, but couldn't see her anymore. In the end, the wolf guided me out the camp, and that's how I managed to escape from certain doom. Ever since that day, I found it hard to trust people and feel connected to animals a lot more. The animals in the forest have never betrayed me, contrary to some people. That's why they have my loyalty. It's also the reason I like Renryuu so much. She's an elf like me, but with an animalistic feature. Her flappy ears are so cute. Renryuu, she could also be a good person to talk with. Due to the unusual appearance, she might have encountered racism, even from other elves. Thank you for opening us up to us and telling us your story. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Just don't go around and tell everyone about it, and use a fake name for it if you want to write a book about it. Nah men, oke, Elimra itu yang Elimra ini yang mana ya? Oke, Elimra yang kecil ini di mana saya lihat tadi ya? Di mana saya lihat dia ya? Saya takutnya ini men-trigger quest lain gitu. Oh ini nih, di sini nih. Nih, teman bermainnya si Want to play with us? I like to speak with you since you're different than the other elves. I was wondering if you have any bad experience with people acting mean towards you. Most people get curious when they see me. They're carefully but interested in what they don't know or understand. Of course, some idiot calls name things like monster or abomination, but I don't see why I should care about the opinion of stranger anyway. I ignored them and did my best to enjoy my life. I can't change the way I'm anyway, so I don't understand why they even complain about it. It's just something everyone needs to accept. And I love my appearance, even if I could change it, I refuse. All that matters is that I can have fun and play with my friend. Hopefully one day everyone will accept what they are and what others are, and everyone can play together. Yes, that will be wonderful. Don't you think so too, Zenta? Maybe. I spent almost my entire life here in Orchel, so I have barely any experience with people from other races. The story about races that do evil things to elves scare me a bit, but I'm also very curious about the war out there. Let's explore it together one day, and then we can gather a lot of new alchemy components for my experiment. Can we have a conversation without the topic of alchemy popping up? Alchemy is an important cornerstone of our modern civilization. We'll need to learn more about it so advance into the next era. Say, you guys look like adventure. Can you travel around a lot, right? Can you help a young academic and provide me some material from distant place? Tentu saja ya kalau mau. There's a lot of stuff that I can get around here. For example, how would I know about the thing that I don't have here? Oh, Deloria told me at some castle in Begus is a great shop that I should visit one day. I think it was called something like Diminus? Yes, Diminus Castle is a place in Begus. In return, if I can figure out something nice, I'll give you some of the potion and recipe. I'll think about it. Quest Alchemy Maniac added. We learned a lot about different form and kind of races here in Orsel. I think we're done here. All that left is to report back to Villaria a last time. Oke, saya tidak mau itu. Saya mau habiskan quest dulu tentang rasis. Masing-masing punya ceritanya masing-masing punya cerita ya. Yang paling parah sih si yang pengen jualan itu kayaknya ya. Sama yang mau dijual jadi budak. We talked with so many of the villagers and got to hear a lot of different story with varying way to how racism affected them in the past. Some stories are rather tragic, but I think there were also things that leave space for hope. Hope that we can change things someday. I'm relieving to hear that all this story about our hardship haven't made you give up on your goal. If you need any help, you can always feel free to come back here. I'll do anything I can to support you in this matter, and I bet most others in this village will do too. Thank you. Due to the diverse problem that racism can appear in, it doesn't have a simple solution, but I knew that already from the start. In the end, there are many problems and misunderstandings, and we need to take care of them one by one to bring people closer together. You and everyone in this village have my gratitude for your help. Now it's my turn to figure out how and where to start. Good luck. Quest about racism complete. Thank you. Ya, kita sudah dapatkan banyak pendapat-pendapat dari ras-ras elf yang lainnya tentang bagaimana cerita mereka menghadapi rasis dari race atau apa race ya? Rasis itu kayak ras lain ya. Karena banyak yang tidak terima dengan keberadaan elf, yang tidak suka dengan elf, jadi begitu. Dan sekarang tinggal si Meryl sendiri yang memikirkan langkah ke depannya, dia ingin jadi seperti apa. Oke, untuk itu karena selesai satu quest, kita sudah progress. Saya mau coba ke sini dulu. Setahuku ada hadiah, ini dia, kayak gambar kado ini. Nah, ini saya bisa cek di sini. Ada event-event Christmas dari 17, 18, 19. Coba kita ini ya, show Christmas scene 2017. Oke, kita punya Mirel di sini. I hope you don't mind the late visit, but I thought you might like a little present. Ooh. It was just a dream? Cuma mimpi ya? F. Yang tersisa hanyalah Morningwood yang kecewa. Tadi itu sepertinya cuma satu orang dan Mirel lebih ke Mirel ber-cosplay sebagai kucing dan dia bilang unwrap your present. Kita lepaskan juga untuk ikurnya si Mirel. Right, let's see show Christmas scene 2018. You need to advance even with Ryoko first. I got. Oke, nah bisa ya. Show Christmas scene with 2019. Ya, 2019. Oke, bisa. Time to play with your present Christmas elf. Oke, Saya tidak tahu siapa Christmas Elf tadi, dan ini harus saya list dulu ya. Yang sudah down adalah Show Christmas Scene 2017 dan 2019. 2018 belum jelas ya. Right, I'm gonna exit now, kita saving, dan saya akan cukupkan untuk sesi kali ini sampai sini saya dulu ya. Kita selesaikan satu quest besar, quest story untuk si Mirel tentang cara menghadapi rasisme. Mungkin saya harus ngomong lagi dengan dia, dan saya harus progress juga sedikit story untuk si Ryoko. Ryoko itu berhubungan dengan karakter lain seharusnya, karena sekarang 100% saya belum pernah ngomong juga dengan dia apakah akan ada scene atau percakapan lagi yang baru atau muncul quest yang bisa diselesaikan agar semakin dekat dengan dia dan bisa saya unlock untuk event yang tadi itu ya. Oke, itu dulu, sampai ketemu di nextnya lagi. Alright.